Start recording. Stop recording. Button.
I had an interesting experience with an AIRA agent today. Basically, I have a go out to do my errands. This is a capital T intersection, as in MBTA. So I'm walking up the stem of the T, which is two-way traffic, and the top of the T is only one-way traffic. Now this road is on my left. So when I come up near the top, almost at the top, is an intersection on my left. I turn to my left and cross. Then there will be an intersection pretty close on my right. I'll turn to the right, that's 90 degrees, and cross. So that puts me to the top of the T intersection, and then I would turn left, go up the street to my destination. So basically what happened today is I usually use the AIRA agent because of, as you know, with my vision and stuff, I sometimes have trouble finding the intersections. But today I was like, oh, I think I can do this. So I'm walking and I'm looking for the intersection on my left, and I assumed I was there, but I wasn't. So what happened was I apparently crossed the top of the T without knowing, so I was off by, well, 90 degrees and across, which is good. It's where I wanted to be, but I was obviously disoriented, so I called AIRA because I wanted to look thinking the intersection on the right, and I was confused because they said you're on Park Street and blah, blah, blah. I thought I was on Pine because it's Pine intersection Park at the top of the T. So needless to say, I was confused, and he said Pine Street's on your left. I probably turned a couple times when I shouldn't have. So I basically said, what's in front of me? And he said, well, the city auditor. Now, if I had crossed on my left at the bottom of the T, that would have been correct. However, I wasn't specific enough to realize that, yes, the city auditor is in front of me across the street, so I didn't specify. And he said Pine Street is to your left, so I'm more confused. And basically, he said, why don't you just tell me where you're going? And I did. So he gets his GPS, and the GPS should have told me that my destination, now I'm facing Park Street, would have been on my right. So anyway, I'm all twisted up. And the valuable lesson I learned was that the top of the T has one-way traffic. So if I realized the traffic was going right to left, which I did, but it didn't click, I would realize I had already crossed the street. However, crazily, it was quiet, and I know the pattern. So luckily, it was a safe crossing. That's why I'm getting more O&M. But basically, he crossed me across Park Street again, and then I turned, and rather than, he brought me up across the driveway to my destination, which was up the street where I was, across, and then I crossed again. So the GPS, since he didn't know, had me cross the street twice, where I didn't have to cross at all going to that destination. So it's a valuable lesson. AIRA is great, and I realize it's not a tool to replace mobility, but I think it's good to know where you're going and where you are, especially. And if you think you know where you are and you don't, but I should have used Soundscape or Blind Square and just get my address. But, in the heat of the moment, these real-life lessons are valuable. But like I said, it was valuable to know that I should have realized I was across the street. And AIRA is great, but the thing is to be very specific. The next time, that's happened before where they used the GPS and I had them guide me. Next time I'm going to say, look, I'm looking for an intersection XYZ street. I want to cross here to my left, and so, and he would have told me, what's in front of me, and I have to ask more questions being oriented. So yes, it's very good. AIRA is very good, but nothing trumps, excuse the language, good orientation and mobility skills.
Stop recording. Button.